Hello, and welcome to It's a Fandom Thing. I'm your host, Erin Marlowe, and each week I'm joined by a panel of guests to discuss all things fandom and pop culture, primarily from a female perspective. You'll find everything from fanfic, to cosplay, to Schitt's Creek, to Supernatural, and everything in between. So put on your favorite piece of fandom merch, set aside that fanfic that you're writing about your OTP, and sit back and enjoy this week's episode. Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of Pop Culture and Fandom News. I'm your host, Erin Marlowe, and this is a little bit different. So this is like with the same panelists from last Friday's episode. It's all confusing in my head because we haven't even recorded Friday's episode yet by the time when we're recording this one. So it's all a mess in a jumble in my head. But because Tiff is going to be on Friday's episode, Tiff will be joining me, and Tiff is running late, but Tiff will be hopefully joining us a little bit later on this episode of Pop Culture and Fandom News. But on Friday, Tiff is going to be joining me to kick off my birthday month with a look at the actor Ryan Gosling. So I'm looking forward to that conversation. I'm looking forward to kicking off my birthday month, although I'm still in horror mode right now. So it's like, really, I'm glad October's over, but I'm not glad October's over. It's like, I love October. It's my favorite month, but it's also my busiest month, and I am so drained. So I'm like, on one hand, excited that a little bit will be easing off for a little bit. I mean, that I say that, but that's not true. But you know what I mean. So I'm a little bit like off kilter recording this episode that's not dropping until November 2nd. I'm never this early with It's a Fandom Thing. So it's it's throwing me. But joining me along with Tiff when Tiff gets here are two people returning from last week's Halloween episode, which I'm sure that episode was amazing. We haven't recorded it yet, but I'm sure looking into the future, it was amazing. It has to be. We're talking about my favorite horror movie and my favorite horror villain. So hello. But joining me is from OK Real Quick, Carla. Hello, Carla.
Hello, Erin. Hello, people out there listening.
Including Michael. He's still listening.
He's always with you.
Yeah, he's always with me. And then also joining me from Big Reputations Pod, Kim. Hello, Kim.
Hi, everybody.
Thank you both so much for being here. And basically, it's my returning trio from our first week of Horror Month, even though I understand this is November. I understand, everybody. But it's my returning trio from when we talked about Sinners. So, yay. So I'm glad to have you all back. So let's get into some pop culture and fandom news. So Carla, what is one thing in fandom or pop culture that you are into, upset about, looking forward to?
Well, a quick thing I'm looking forward to is that, so this year is the 30th or the 40th? It's a something-th year of Back to the Future. I think it's 40th. And
it's 40.
Okay. And so it's being re-released in some movie theaters, including a theater near me. So I have bought tickets. I'm going to take my son to go see it. It'll be his first time watching it. And I'm very excited to watch this movie with him. It's just one of my favorite movies of all time. And I'm very excited to show it to him. But that's the good thing. The thing that I'm really here to talk about is how unnecessary the sequel to Black Phone was. And I can't even say I was disappointed because I didn't even go into it with big expectations. I didn't go in thinking, oh, this is going to be great. Or, oh, this is going to, really continue the story in a way that makes sense or that explains why they did it in the first place. No. I just went in there thinking, I have a movie pass. I'm going to watch it. Why not? It's something to do before the next movie that I'm watching tonight. Yeah, so I watched it and it exists. I can confirm that. I can confirm that it exists, that they made it, and they put it out there on purpose, even. And I really wish that they hadn't, because Black Phone was one of the best movies of the year that it came out. It was such an interesting story. I love the way that they did it. I loved how they utilized a very confined space and how Ethan Hawke's character was so creepy, but in a way where it's like you don't really know what he's doing or what's going on. a positive thing that I will say about Black Phone 2 is that I like the way that they brought his character back. I won't get into it because in case people are out there planning on watching it, if you must, I think that people will like how they brought the character back. I don't know if they'll like anything else about the movie. They brought back the kids. They were great. I think everybody did the best they could with the material that they were given. I think the dialogue was terrible. It was very, what's the word? Trite. And it was very cheesy. And I think, honestly, it's like one of those things where it's like some movies are so bad that they're good in that kind of cheesy way. I think that they stopped just short of it. I think they took it a little bit, they took themselves too seriously. Like, they didn't go campy enough to make it enjoyable in that sense. So yeah, I'm just really disappointed with how the movie turned out. And I don't know, I just wish that they had left well enough alone. And the first one was just fantastic. They really, really did not need to do that. And frankly, if they were going to do it, the story that they put together could have been good. There were aspects about it that could have been enjoyable. I just really think the dialogue was terrible, and they did some things with the story that did not make any sense. So, but Demian Bichir was in it, and that was nice. He's a Mexican actor that I grew up watching, so yay for that. He's still around, I guess. And his English has gotten really good.
There are a couple horror movies this year that have been like that, I think. I haven't seen it yet, so I can't, actually speak on it. But everyone that I have heard from, I don't think I have heard one positive note about it, as far as like someone saying, oh, this is amazing. Except for maybe like people that were paid to go watch it, because that really does happen,
Yeah.
or like they try to get the influencers to go watch it, and then like some of them like, say they love it when it's just kind of what they have to do. I'm not saying all influencers are like that. I'm just saying that happens.
Enough of them are for that to be it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it makes me sad because, I was upset when they announced the sequel, but then I actually really liked the trailer, and the trailer gave me some kind of hope. And I guess it was stupid to hope that it would be good. But I did.
I really think that they had the seeds for a good story. I just really think that they fumbled it hard. And it's so frustrating because I think that there were things in it that could have been great.
They just need to put Indy in every horror movie. Fergie can't hear me right now, so it's fine.
So you can say that so she won't get all sad about it.
Well, I got a shirt in the mail, a Good Boy shirt in the mail, and I'm like, oh man. Taking my love to another level for Indy. I'm going to start the fan club, the official fan club for Indy. To be the president.
Fergie's going to start pouting so hard whenever you bring that out. She's going to be like, oh, we're doing this again today, are we?
I know you can now go, if you didn't watch Good Boy in the theaters, you can now rent it. I always call it renting. I know it's not really what that is. Whatever. I don't care.
You can go get your box at Blockbuster.
Yes.
Make it a Blockbuster night, except make it Shudder.
Yeah, I don't think it's on Shudder yet, but it's like available. Like you can like rent it. Thing. Yeah, but it'll be on Shudder eventually, since Shudder's one of those people who distributed it. So,
but go out and rent it. Like give some money to this nice independent film.
Yeah, they made it for nothing. It's truly an independent movie. It's truly independent. They used their own money.
Their own dog.
Yeah, their own dog. It was just a husband and wife for most of the time. They did have other crew, but for most of the time, it was just the two of them. She was not a filmmaker. She's like a physicist or some really smart person.
Whoa. Wow. Amazing.
And
just a physicist who just randomly is like, let's make a film.
Yeah, he's like he's a professor who teaches film. And so they just kind of did this over this time. And that just makes it, I think, all the more amazing that this movie had a wide release and all of that. I know we weren't talking about that, but hey, anytime I can bring it back to Indy. My current crush. Sorry, Colin. No.
You know what? That's somebody who I'm sure will understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would allow that.
Yeah.
No, Indy could be the ring bearer.
Oh, can you imagine? Well, Fergie's going to be the flower girl, duh.
Oh, yeah, there you go. And Erin A. is my maid of honor. Sorry, sister.
Aww.
Sorry, Emma. Sorry, my sister. Because Erin A. is going to be on the Colin Farrell episode. Anyway, okay, enough, Erin. But yeah, and I'm really excited. I can't wait to hear what your son thinks of Back to the Future. So, because Back to the Future is the movie that made me fall in love with film when I was a little kid. So it makes me very excited that I know it's not the first film that he's ever seen or anything, but
no,
but it still makes me excited.
I'm so psyched for this.
Yeah,
I'm very psyched.
So Kim, what's got you talking?
So I had one thing, but then Carla's report on Black Phone made me think of another thing. I recently went to a free screening at Alamo Drafthouse for The Hand That Rocks the Cradle. It's a Hulu remake. I was like, oh, it's got Mary Elizabeth Winstead. I like her. It was terrible. It was not good. It was randomly very gory, which I was like, oh, it feels like there were two screenwriters and they had lots of disagreements. But it was another thing that, like, why did we make this? We didn't need to. I came home and watched the original, my God.
Rebecca De Mornay.
Yeah, so much better. So much better. And it was like, it's a thing that I saw. So thanks for that. But it did not need to be made at all. And my second thing is, so I just started watching Dexter Original Sin. And I got super, super excited because I had read that it got renewed for another season. And I'm halfway through the season 1. And I'm like, oh, I wonder when that'll come out. And then I read that Paramount Plus is just like, nope, never mind. We're not doing that. And like, I've lived through this. Like, I'm a Firefly kid. Like, I've been through shows that I like being canceled after one season. But like, I don't watch new things anymore because of that. And I was like, okay, cool. This is getting renewed. I can watch it now. And for them to just take it away. And it's so good.
It is.
It's so good. I'm so disappointed. I'm like halfway through. I'm going to finish it. But I'm like, I hope it's not a cliffhanger because I'm going to be really, really pissed. And I heard that they're moving writers from this show onto another Dexter show. And it's like, just hire more writers. Like, what do you have, 5 writers? Like, it's very frustrating. It's because I'm enjoying it so much. And I just know it's coming to an end. And it literally doesn't have to. Like, you can just pay people to write the show that will then make you money. Like, I want to give you my money. I do give you my money. Give me my show. It's very easy. And this is why I don't watch new shows. And it's like, it's almost a self-fulfilling prophecy, you know? And it's just like, well, now I won't watch a new show for like a couple of years, but I'm enjoying this. I'm probably just going to go back and watch Dexter. Honestly, the original one. I'm just going to go back and watch that. But I'm really enjoying the show so much. I'm so mad that like it's going to end for me and for everybody else. It sucks. And I don't like it. And Paramount Plus, you suck for this.
True.
Yeah. It was one that I reluctantly started watching because I was kind of upset it ever got made, to be frank. Dexter is like one of my all-time favorite shows. So it's more, I was like, we don't need this. And then I watched it and I was like, son of a bitch. And I really liked it. And I really that's what's such a bummer about it is the ending and the last couple of episodes of it are so flippin' good. And it just, and when I watched it, which was before they had taken away the renewal, I was like, oh, it's renewed anyway. And it's not like this show wasn't popular. It was really popular.
Yeah.
And so it's not like they can blame it on that. They're just, that whole company. And once again, they got turned down again by Warner Brothers. WGA has come out and said, this can't happen or it's going to ruin everything. Because if you don't know, Paramount's trying to purchase Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
And so it's just Paramount just being dicks. It's just like, randomly being like, we're just going to take this away. And think of all the people that thought they had jobs. All the people who thought that, not just the actors and the writers, but the crew. It's so hard for people to get jobs right now in that industry. And just all those people thought they had jobs. And then to have them just yanked away like that. Yeah, it's infuriating. I haven't watched the Dexter with Dexter in New York City.
I've heard good things, but I have not watched. I am in the camp that there are maybe too many Dexter things happening. That's why I was reluctant to watch this. So I'm like, people are like, oh, it's New York. And I'm like, ugh, I guess I'll watch it eventually, but it's going to take a while because I'm like very burned by Dexter Original Sin. So it'll take a while.
Yeah, I'm with you. That was so frustrating because I was upset that I liked it so much in the first place.
Yeah.
So I guess it's trying to save me from myself. But I just really feel bad for everybody involved, you know, that they lost jobs. It's just really sad.
Yeah.
It's really sad.
Yeah, I didn't think I was going to like it. Like, and I like everyone. Like, I saw Christina Milian and I was like, as an actress, but she's good too. And I don't know what other work maybe she'll get more work from this. I've never seen her act before. I just know her as a singer. So I was like, oh, good for her. And she's doing a great job. And now she has no job. It sucks. It's just it's short-sighted because you're right. It was a very popular show. Like, I heard lots of good things about it, which is why I started watching it.
Yeah, it's whatever. Not whatever, but you know what I mean? I'm just so frustrated with
we can't enjoy anything anymore.
No.
Yeah.
No, we can't. So as everybody who's listened probably knows, my most anticipated movie of the year was Springsteen, Deliver Me From Nowhere. And I know it's gotten a lot of mixed reviews, mixed reception, all of that. And I went into this, expecting that if I loved it, it would be like when I loved Rocket Man or A Star Is Born because of the music part. And it'd be one of those music biopics. I know Star Is Born isn't a music biopic, okay, but I kind of lump it in because it's kind of like in that realm. And I thought it would be like that for me, where it would be like, oh, I'm just so into this because of the music and the artistry. And I am into this movie because of that. But this movie just totally wrecked me, like completely wrecked me in a way I was not expecting at all. I know some of the criticisms of this movie is that it's boring, it's slow, it's not a lot happens. I don't think it's slow at all or boring at all. But this movie is really a character study. And it's also a study about mental health and artists dealing with mental health. But not in that, I don't think of it, not in that like tortured artist realm, but more in that like, if you haven't dealt with something and it's coming up for you and dealing with it through art, but then that also hurting you at the same time. Because it's all about Bruce Springsteen creating the album Nebraska, right? After he got off of his really, really successful tour that he was doing at the time. And it's also about relationships with your parents, with your fathers. And so for me, who I'm still dealing with a lot of stuff around my dad, there's a scene in this movie that when it happened, I was like, holy crap, that is so much like the very last time I ever saw my dad alive. And the way it's done and how beautiful it's done in this like very sad, tragic, but almost respectful way. Just like I started crying and then I was basically on the edge of tears the whole rest of the movie. And when the movie ended, I just went, that was a gut punch and started bawling. And I cried all the way home. I cried when I came home. I was listening to Bruce Springsteen all the way home crying. I'm like, maybe I should listen to something else. But I didn't. And it's up there for me. I have some movies that are like that, where it's like, I can't completely articulate right now. I have to see it again and I have to really sit with it, why it means so much to me. But it's one of those that I can't really logically, even though I know there are flaws, whatever, I can't really see them because of how much it meant to me personally. It's like the movie Into the Wild was like that for me. I cried for like on and off for like a week after that movie. That's the way Donnie Darko was for me in the movie that I've seen more than any other movie. That's the way Magnolia was for me. It's these movies that are like truly speak to who I am and to a part of myself so deeply that it's like truly a gift and amazing when you can see a piece of yourself in a bit of art and reflect it back to you in a way that makes you, I don't know, appreciate yourself, if that makes any sense at all. And that's a lot of what this felt like to me. I'm going to see it again and try and be more articulate about a lot of what I felt about this. I'll probably do like my own special little thing talking about why this movie means so much to me and like some spoilers about the scene and everything like that. I thought Jeremy Allen White was fantastic. I do want to say I really want him to take a break from playing characters that are so fucking on the edge of like mental collapse all the time. And I know that's all he gets offered, but I really I want him to do like a rom-com or a comedy or
Yes,
something just to give
please.
himself a break, because I don't know if that's doing anything to his psyche, but and it was really interesting to watch him with brown eyes. There's a whole TikTok where he talks about how uncomfortable the contacts were that he had to wear, and they had to come over and get drops in his eyes like every few minutes. So, because they were like these special kinds that aren't the ones that they normally use. And I thought he did a great job with he was taught how to sing. He hadn't played the guitar ever before. He hadn't played a harmonica before and learned all that stuff, which I think is pretty remarkable. And if you've seen Bruce Springsteen live, I think he did the little bits that you see live, he did really well. I mean, the neck alone. Right?
Yes.
I was like, holy shit. And I thought everybody was good. I mean, not just him, but he was, to me, outstanding just because of watching. He does so much with his eyes that, he doesn't have to say a lot and he can get across emotions. There's a scene where he finally goes and does something. And when he breaks down in this scene was like, it was a lot. And for me, though, I know a lot of people are praising Jeremy Strong, which he was great. And it was really great to see a relationship with a manager of a musician that wasn't fucking toxic.
For
He
sure.
was like so awesome, so supportive. But I really thought Stephen Graham, who played his father, was really good. He, of course, was in Adolescence earlier. And he won an Emmy and everything for that. Won a couple of Emmys since he created that show or co-created it. But yeah, I thought everybody was good. And I also want to just say, and then at some point I will go into a longer thing about this. Another thing I really appreciated about this movie is it's very rare that you see men being so emotionally vulnerable with each other. And there is a scene in here where Jeremy Strong and who's playing John Lando and Bruce Springsteen are sitting there. And John Lando touches Bruce Springsteen with his hand. And it's this very intimate moment. And it's not like, I don't know how to describe it because it's like something you don't really see that much on screen, where it's this intimate moment between two men who truly deeply care about each other. And there's never this weirdness of like, why are you touching me? Or, why are you being so intimate with me? It's more like, here, I'm going to touch you back. We don't get enough of that with men. And I don't want to spoil, but when I do my spoiler thing, I will say a line that someone said that every movie with men needs to end this way. That happened in this movie, this one thing that happened in this movie. And I'm like, yes, because if it happened, the world would be a better place. And it also gave me a greater appreciation of Bruce Springsteen as an artist. Sorry, one other thing I'm going to add, because this is about fandom and never getting too old to be a fan of things. So when we got there to see it, because I wanted to get there at 5:30 to see the pre-show. The pre-show was all Bruce Springsteen stuff. And then also like Weird Al stuff. And then like Ben Stiller doing Bruce Springsteen. And then like all these people imitating. And so we got there early, me and Sarah. And then Tanya showed up later. And this group of people that are about Bruce's age, maybe a little bit younger, were there. And it was like about 10 of them. And they're like, we got to get a picture next to the poster. And they're talking about all the times they've seen him in concert. And it was so adorable. And we like took the picture for them. There were like 10 of them. And then they were sitting in the same row as us. And they're just the whole time before it started, they're just like, oh man, I remember I was like 2 rows back. I have all my ticket stubs from every time I've seen him in concert. And one of them was like $16. And I'm like, oh God.
Oh.
And it was just one of those moments where you go, see, you are never too old for fandom. You are never too old for that. So that was another thing that just, it was so like, I don't know, it was so touching and sweet to me to see people.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. And Sarah was wearing a Bruce Springsteen shirt that has like Springsteen in 28, for president, and then has one of his political speeches he's made recently. And one of the people in the group said, huh, if only, right? And so it was like another bonding moment where you're like, okay, so you people have good political stances. Of course, you'd be like one of those other people that all these people are like, I'm not listening to Bruce Springsteen anymore because he's gotten political. And I'm like, he's been political since the first day. Where have you been?
That's when they're hearing but not listening.
Exactly. I'm like, do you not know what Born in the USA is about? Do you not know what a lot of his songs are about?
Like, sincerely.
I understand and I acknowledge that not everybody's going to love this movie. But for me, it personally is just resounded with me. And I don't think there will be a movie for the rest of the year that will affect me in this way. So, yeah.
When I watched it, I honestly, I was thinking a lot, like, I can see this being a movie that's going to be very personal for you. So that's part of why I didn't want to say anything when I was talking about having gone to see it, because I knew that this was going to be something beyond just, a movie about a music dude. I just want to say quickly that I think Odessa Young as Faye was fantastic. She was so good in that role. Like, just did such a good job.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, something totally fluffy. Well, not fluffy. This is not fluffy. What am I talking about? But they remade Silent Night, Deadly Night. So, holiday season is coming up, and so, we're going to watch the trailer for it. So we'll be right back. Okay, so before I tell everybody to hit pause and click the link in the show notes, I know Kim has seen Silent Night, Deadly Night because we did holiday horror last year, right? You have seen the original.
I've seen bits and pieces.
Oh.
But I think I saw which is the one where they're like, garbage day.
That's the second one.
I saw that one.
Because the second one, you basically get the first half of it is just a recap of the first one.
Okay. That might be why I think I saw the first one. Yeah.
It literally is. Like, he sits there, he's in like an interrogation, and he's just going over everything that happened in the first one.
Mm-hmm.
It's... And then there's the famous garbage day.
Garbage day.
Line. Have you, Carla?
I haven't. No, I haven't had the pleasure.
Well, the original Silent Night, Deadly Night, when it came out in the 80s, caused an uproar. As you can imagine. I mean, you have someone killing people dressed as Santa. And it was bad. It was like people didn't want to watch it. They had protests outside the theaters, all of that. Well, they've come back years later and they've remade it. And so what I want you to do now is go to the show notes. I'm also putting in the show notes, this isn't the one we're watching, but feel free to watch it too. I'm also going to put the Red Band trailer. I just figured people might not want to watch the Red Band trailer. It's a little bit more graphic. It gives a little bit more away. But the one we're going to be watching is not the Red Band trailer. So yeah, so we're going to go ahead and watch that. And we'll be back with you in like 2 seconds if you hit pause. Naughty. I just love that part. That's my favorite part. It's the naughty. Hi, Tiff.
Hi.
You came back just in time to talk about Silent Night,
Yes.
Deadly Night. So welcome, Tiff. So Carla, did you first watch this time or did you watch it before?
No, I decided for this one I wanted to go in completely, fresh eyes, knowing nothing about it. And I'm glad that I did, so that I can tell you immediately how much I'm not going to watch this. I'm going to not watch this so hard, you guys. I'm going to avoid it harder than I've avoided anything else in my life. And I am a supreme, amazing procrastinator. And I'm not even like not doing this in the form of, oh, I'll watch it eventually. I am never watching this. And I am so glad to have watched this trailer with you so that you can witness me watching the only part of this movie I will ever watch, which is the trailer. Thank you for sharing this important moment with me in my life's history.
Well, thank you for letting me put you through that. I'm sorry if it was a bad experience or something.
It's not like a bad experience. Like, to me, this is just not my kind of movie. I can't give you a well-reasoned argument for why this is super duper not my kind of thing. But I'm watching this and I'm like, oh, interesting. Yeah, I see this. I see this with my eyes. And I will not be seeing any more of this. I don't know why. I just won't.
Amazing. Well, I'm so glad that I chose this for you to watch.
And like I said, I have the unlimited pass for the movies. And even though I used it to watch, I watched, what's it called? Like Good Fortune or whatever, the one with Keanu Reeves. And I watched that piece of crap. And I'm not watching this. So for all I know, this could be like the most amazing horror movie to come out in the entire year. Maybe it'll win like 5,000 awards. But I'm not watching this one.
Very naughty, Carla. Naughty. Naughty.
Naughty. Sorry, Santa.
So, Kim?
I'm gonna watch this. I hate watch a lot of movies, so I'll eventually end up watching this. I probably won't enjoy it. I'm definitely not gonna pay for it, that's for sure. It looks bad. It looks really bad. And it's a kind of like the theme of like tonight, why did we need this? Is there a reason why we need to have this movie made? No. But I'm probably going to end up hate watching it, and I'll report back that it sucked. Like, it's going to be bad. It looks bad. It looks like they're kind of trying to do like a Bonnie and Clyde type thing. Like, maybe they're both crazy and love murder, and that's sexy. I don't know. Like, it looks really bad.
Well,
really, really
there we
bad.
go. There's one positive thing. I can appreciate that they're bringing a woman into this. Now we have, possibly Mrs. Claus. So we're broadening the spectrum. We're making this, maybe it'll be a feminist movie where like eventually she's the one who takes up the mantle. I don't know.
I feel like you're giving it a lot.
I really am. Like
You've
tend
got
to over. I mean, anybody who has watched the Dexter live streams knows that I will make up my own things that never end up happening because I give writers too much credit for stuff.
So, Tiff, have you already purchased your tickets? Are you different than everybody else's reaction? Are you going to be naughty or are you going to be nice?
I'm going to be nice and take a pass on.
That's being naughty. Billy is going to come and get you.
Yeah, this is just, it looks a hot mess. I just have I have a thing about Santa in horror films and things and there's something about it that's slightly off-putting to me. So I'm going to just say, go do what you need to do, Bonnie and Clyde Santa and Mrs. Claus, and chainsaw it up together, or do ice pick it up together. I'm not going. I'm not going to watch this. This feels like it should have been straight to stream. Straight to stream. If we were in the 90s, this would have been a straight to video.
Well, the original was in the theater, so.
Yeah, how? How do these things get made is what I want to know. Who's giving out money like this? I need some.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just think of how many movies don't get made, but this one got like greenlit. Like thinking about that's kind of frustrating.
Bingo. We have a whole Dreammakers studio back here, the production, ready to go. We are making dreams come true, and we still have not seen a dime. I just want to say, what's up with that? What's up with that, Hollywood? Like, for real? We have come up with some gold here.
Seriously. Oh my gosh.
And
somebody pay less money. We'll make an amazing holiday horror movie.
Exactly. We can come up with something better than this drill, but that's fine. That's fine. I hope everybody who wants to go see it enjoys it.
Yes.
I shall not be one of you.
Well, thank you both thank you three, for putting up with this. I will see this in a heartbeat. I am going to see this in a heartbeat. Not all horror movies have to be like, this is a B horror movie. This knows it's bad. And I think what makes a difference is if you're familiar with the original stuff, this is playing into that in a way. So I think if you're not familiar with that could, I think, maybe be what it is. And the production studio is independent they are the same studio that did all the Terrifier movies. They're the same studio that recently donated all that money to pay off all medical debts with the Toxic Avenger Cineverse. And then Screambox is another streamer that's even more independent than Shudder. And so I'm the only one on here that's like, I really hope they re-release all of the other Silent Night, Deadly Night movies, and they do movie parties for them, and then we can watch this and we can all say naughty and everything, because I understand not wanting to see this movie. I'm not saying this is like a movie that I think everyone is going to want to see. And I understand when I heard they were remaking this, I rolled my eyes so hard because I thought it was ridiculous, just because a lot of times remakes can be ridiculous. But I think in horror, sometimes it can be. I recently saw this TikTok talking about how in horror, remakes sometimes can be forgiven because sometimes the remakes are better than the originals and everything. But I want to point out Rowan Campbell, who gets a lot of undue hate, and that's who's playing Billy. And he gets undue hate because he was in Halloween Ends. And people hated Corey and hated the addition of that character. I thought he was fantastic. This will come up more in our next segment. So I think it's interesting that he has kind of turned into another horror king, but he plays like, spoilers for Halloween Ends, everybody. He plays a bad guy all the time. He was also in, oh my gosh, how am I forgetting? The monkey movie earlier that I really loved this year. I can't forget how am I forgetting the title?
The Monkey.
The Monkey, thank you.
Oh.
He was, my God, Erin.
I was scrambling in my mind too. I was like, wait, what is it called again?
I kept wanting to say Monkey Shines. That's a different movie. So
it's been a really long year in your defense.
Yeah. So he was in The Monkey. He's unrecognizable in that. He's the son who he has the gun and he's using the gun in his face like that with the gun. That's him. So he's kind of decided to become this character actor in horror. And I just kind of appreciate that. So the B horror lover that I am, I love B horror movies. I love bad horror movies when they know they're bad. And I really don't think this one thinks it's good. And that's why I'm going to see it. I will see it in the theater. I have a feeling I could probably get Moth to see it. I did send it to my sister, and my sister just replied, naughty, ha ha ha. Because I just love the way he says that. So thank you for putting up with me putting that in there. I just had to, because I'm the holidays are coming up and I'm not ready to let go of horror season. So
Erin, I am so glad that you brought this into my life, because without it, I might never have known what to definitely not watch. And I may have made the mistake because sometimes I'll just go and watch a movie without watching any trailers or even looking at a poster. I'm like, oh, interesting title. Thank you. I appreciate deeply knowing what awaits me.
You're welcome. I will report back how it is for everybody because I'm seeing this.
I can't wait for it to be number one on your 2025 list.
If this beats Springsteen,
I was gonna,
Oh my God.
I can just see all of us being shocked when you say, I know everybody's going to be very surprised, but Springsteen is actually my number 2. And let me tell you what my number 1 is for 2025.
Wait, not only Springsteen, but also Sinners.
Yes.
Oh my God.
It's jumping everybody.
Weapons, one battle after another. It's just,
Yeah.
all of
Forget
them.
those. What are even those things? No, screw them. The true masterpiece of 2025.
Can you imagine? That would be hilarious. I actually have a friend who, I don't know if they are listening, but one of their favorite movies is Silent Night, Deadly Night 2. So shout out to you. I keep meaning to ask you what your thoughts are on this, because you could be screaming right now if you're listening to this and going, there's no fucking way I will see this movie. So I want to know your thoughts. And also, my panelists and everyone here, I will find the garbage day scene from Silent Night, Deadly Night, Part 2. I'm going to put it in the show notes, and I'm going to send it to all of you because everybody has to
Nice.
experience this scene at one point in their life. There's also a scene in Silent Night, Deadly Night 2 that Alamo Drafthouse uses. I don't know if you've ever seen it, Kim, for one of their opening things. It's the one where where he's in the movie theater. Billy's in the movie theater with the date. And he turns around and he kills the people behind him because they're talking. Or they do something else, but they use it in Alamo like he's killing them because they're talking.
See, even movies that maybe aren't first rate are still relatable sometimes.
Yeah. So
the message is what matters. The message is what matters, So no, but that's awesome about the studio, paying off the medical debt. So I really hope that this actually does really great numbers. Go team, because that's amazing. The charity work that they're doing, the philanthropy. So I hope it does amazing.
Yes, I will always support Cineverse now because of the fact that they did that. I mean, just imagine if Marvel did that. That's just,
Ooh, wow.
Oh my gosh, life changing.
Yeah.
Single studiously wipe out medical debt.
Oh yeah,
geez.
yeah, mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, well, on that note, you naughty, naughty people, we we're going to take another break. And when we come back, I saw a tweet that was about what are your unpopular horror opinions that will get you it's that meme with all the knives to their throat. So we'll be right back with our unpopular horror opinions. Okay, so we're back. So Carla, hit me with a horror opinion that you think will get you hate. I'm not trying to get everybody to get hate, but you know what I mean? Like an unpopular horror opinion.
You mean out of all of my hot takes, this is the one that's going to get me the saucy emails? The only one that I could really come up with is that I don't think psychological horror gets enough respect in the horror community. I think people discount it because it's not as, no pun intended, but not as splashy as, slashers and things like that. They're not always as gory. They're not always as showy as some of these other movies. I think in general, when the monster is a human, people discount the movie as, well, that's not really horror. That's a thriller. That's, but it can be both. I really think that there are so many, psychologically scary movies, because I remember The Good Son from way back when with Macaulay Culkin and Elijah Wood. That movie I find to be, to me, it's horror, because not only is the villain a human, it's a kid. And that's terrifying. It doesn't always have to be some supernatural being. It doesn't always have to be somebody with a knife. Sometimes the horror just happens with the person messing with your head. Mm-hmm. And I really believe that those movies deserve more respect.
I agree 100% with that. Yes, I agree 100% with that horror take. So Kim, what's yours?
Mine is that the film series The Purge is perfect. I know lots of people hate The Purge, but okay, if it's not perfect, it's pretty close to perfect. So if you don't know The Purge, which you should go watch all of them right now and come back. But the premise is that there's a world where crime is illegal all the time, but it's legal for one night. And in none of these films do they feature any kind of rape. If Eli Roth made this movie, it would be like I Spit on Your Grave. They would use it as a vehicle to just torture women. And this franchise actually puts women on a bit of a pedestal. All the women are really strong. They're either, if they are weak, there's some other woman who's stronger protecting them. There are instances where there's a sister trying to protect her little brother. And they touch on all sorts of topics. They talk about class warfare. They talk about immigration, wage inequality. The TV show covers racism and survivor's guilt and male loneliness. They are doing the work and people are just nah, that's stupid. And I think it's because the first one kind of sucked, but the other ones are great. The first one was not that great, but the other ones are pretty fantastic. And I feel like if you dig a little bit deeper into The Purge, people would see just how solid it is and how, I know we don't have a legalized day of crime here, but kind of everything else that runs through that show is what's happening. So I think it's a perfect franchise.
That's a fantastic take.
Standing ovation.
Standing ovation, yeah.
You have well, actually you do, because you were on our Purge episode. I love The Purge. Love the Purge series.
Mm-hmm.
It's the closest thing to torture porn, quote unquote, but I love your point because it's true. You don't see nonstop sexual assault, which it's true. If Eli Roth were to make it, that's what you would see. And the TV show, The Purge, is one of the best TV shows ever. I was so bummed when it was canceled. It's really hard to watch at times, but it's so good. It's really the second season with that one guy. Oh my God.
Yes.
Oh my God. He's so creepy. But it's so timely for, the world. And I'm not going to spoil it, but just the scene when he is driving and he pulls over to the guy selling strawberries on the side of the road. Oh,
yes.
Oh my God.
That season built, it's so perfect. And that character, it's I'm okay, every man should probably watch just this one season, if you will. And that actor, I can't remember his name, but he's fantastic. He's really good.
He's so good. Yeah. Yeah, and go listen to our episode discussing the Purge series and now you've made me say I should stop saying that's like my guilty pleasure horror franchise because I don't feel guilty about it because I love watching it. I love them. And I mean, yeah, they're not all as good as the other ones, but they're all enjoyable and they all are really talking about real things. And you watch them and you go, I could see this flipping happening in this country.
Yes. I mean, we're getting closer and closer.
Yes. Thank you, Kim. And actually, when we posted, little thing, I don't know if you knew this, Kim, but when we posted our Purge episode and we posted a clip, one of the actors in the Purge series liked it and commented.
No. Oh my God. I need to go back and find that.
I'll have to find it. I think he commented, but I know he definitely liked it and like everything. So
amazing.
Yeah. And I know we're supposed to be getting another one soon because what's his name is back. Oh my God. What's his name from
Frank?
Yes.
That's not his real
Frank,
name.
Frank Gallo or begins with a G.
It's yes. I always confuse it if it's the actor's actual name or the character's name.
Grillo.
But I
Thank
like
you,
him.
Grillo. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah. So, yes, thank you. Sorry, I got all excited because not too many people talk about the Purge, and I love the Purge.
Not enough people talk. It's so good. People don't talk about it enough, or they dismiss it. And I love it.
Yes,
so.
especially the TV show. The TV series was fantastic. Anyway, so Tiff, I love all of your takes, by the way, so far. So Tiff.
I don't know if you're going to like my take. So
is Tiff about to say that Michael Myers is overrated?
No.
I'm kidding.
No. If I was going to say that, I would say it with my chest on the next part that we do, but I'm not. So no, my semi-hot take is that the reboot of Dawn of the Dead, the 2004 version, is better than the original 1978 version. And this is the reason why. The reason why I think it's because I think the cast is a lot better in the 2004 version. I mean, this cast was pretty stacked. Sarah Polley, Ty Burrell, Jake Weber, my guy, Ving Rhames, Michael Kelly, Mekhi Phifer. So I just think that cast had the perfect balance of like snarky with Ty Burrell. Like this is pre-Modern Family Ty Burrell. So he wasn't like goofy dad Ty Burrell. He was like dirty comedian Ty Burrell. And he was really good in this. And then you had like, if your whole thing is, yes, Chips the dog.
Which we talked about last week, horror trivia.
Yeah,
I couldn't remember his name. And now you talking about it, I'm like, Chips the dog.
Chips the dog. And his stupid human, Nicole, who decides I'm going to run after my dog, even though the zombies don't care about your dog, girl. They don't care about no dog. They want people. They want brains. They don't want dog brains. And here she goes like a dummy. Anyway, no, but that's my that's my hot take is that I think it's great. I think it's a tight, not only is the casting better, but I think the writing is very concise and like it just pops. And that could be because Mr. George A. Romero was one of the screenwriters for it. I'm not a huge Zack Snyder fan, but I gotta say, Zack, you did your thing with this. You did your thing. I think it's better. I do. I think it's better. I say it and I stand by it.
I'm loving all of these takes. I totally second that. I totally agree. I completely agree. Yeah. And what's so funny, Tiff, is one of the first responses to that tweet I saw was that exact same thing. So there's at least a few of us out there that agree with this.
And you know what? And I'm wondering if it's because, people are just so, they gatekeep. And I understand. Yes. Classics are classics for a reason, right? And the auteurs of classic horror are reasons. There's a reason why. George A. Romero is an icon of the genre, right? So when you hear George A. Romero's Dawn of the Dead, 1978, you're like, okay, that's it. That's the one. Bingo, bango. Just like, John Carpenter's Halloween, 1978. That's the one. But, and I'm not saying this about Halloween. We know how you feel about Rob Zombie's Halloween. So we'll talk about that later. I don't know if people give an opportunity to other things because they see that somebody's name is not necessarily attached to it in the way that they're thinking. Like, okay, George Romero is a part of this. He's a screenwriter, though. He might not be directing it, but he has a hand in it. So it feels very Romero universe-like. It feels like it should go in there together. And it's not like Snyder isn't like appropriating material. And he's being very respectful of the source material. So I think that could be why. That's kind of just my figuring of it, is that could be the reason why.
Oh, that definitely is the reason why. That's why a lot of things are hated in any community, but in the horror community, which the horror community is really welcoming and everything, but they also have their gatekeepers like every fandom does. And I think that's a lot of what it is. But I totally, completely agree. No one's take is going to get as much hate as my take is going to get. I just want everybody to know that my take is, people are going to be like, you can't call yourself a Michael Myers fan with this take. And I'm prepared for it. Jen, you are not allowed to listen to the rest of this if you're listening.
Oh, wow.
Jen, tune out now.
Yeah, because it'll give away something. I think Halloween Ends is a fantastic film. People hate this film. People sent death threats because of this film. People did a petition because they wanted this film remade. And the reason is Michael Myers isn't in this movie that much. And so people were furious. Sorry, I'm going to give some spoilers, by the way, for Halloween Ends. So spoilers, everybody. So if everybody on my panel doesn't want to hear if you haven't watched Halloween Ends. So Halloween Ends is actually more about Corey Cunningham, who is played by Rowan Campbell, who I mentioned in the beginning. And he is in this situation with this really bratty little kid that he's babysitting, and this horrible accident happens in the very beginning. This is how the movie opens. The kid dies horrifically, and he gets blamed, even though he really was not responsible for this kid dying. And so then he's like treated as an outcast. It jumps forward, and you've got like Laurie is still there, and Laurie's niece, and Laurie's, spoilers for Halloween Kills, Laurie's daughter was killed at the end of Halloween Kills, and Laurie has finally kind of started to be like, okay, I'm going to heal now. And like, she's writing a book and all of this stuff. And she's more like, she's not in that prepper mode like she was in Halloween 2018 or Halloween Kills. And she's more in that acceptance mode. And then Corey ends up falling in love with Laurie's niece and Allison. And it's like a love story. But then Corey becomes a bad person, and Corey actually has a scene with Michael where it's almost like it's very reminiscent of Halloween 4 with Jamie, but it's like a transference of some of Michael's evil. People hated that. I thought it was a really nice, interesting way to tell this story of like evil not entirely dying and the transfer of evil. And I understand why people don't like this movie. Don't get me wrong. I totally get it. I understand. But the vitriol and the fact that if you say you love this movie, people will attack you, and they just will come out of the woodworks and say you're an idiot, you're a moron. Nobody really likes that movie. You can't say you're a fan of the franchise if you like Halloween Ends. I thought they were trying to do something different and unique, and I get all the criticisms, but you still got a great last standoff between Laurie and Michael, which was amazing. You still, in my opinion, got a great, great death of Michael, and you still got some awesome kills from Michael. I just think it's like, I just really thought it was an interesting way, and they took such a risk, and I applaud them for that. And I thought Rowan Campbell was amazing as Corey, and I just thought it was a really, really good film. I've watched it quite a few times, and I love it. I absolutely love it. And I know that's like, of all of these takes, that is the one that is going to get the most hate. They're going to say you can't call yourself a Michael fan anymore. But yeah, that's my hot take. Anyone else here seen Halloween Ends?
I have not,
I
but I
have.
want
So I was like, let me look up my Letterboxd review. I gave it 4 stars.
I love you.
Wait, let me read my review. Very mixed feelings. This kind of felt like 2 movies in one. The end is very satisfying. Corey's side of the story of what a town and a group can do when blaming someone is very interesting. Also, if Jamie Lee Curtis likes it, I love it. But the consensus, you're right, this has a 2.1 on Letterboxd.
That's higher than I thought it would be.
That's crazy low. I remember hearing like people didn't like it, but I was like, I liked it. I don't care. Like it felt like a different movie. You're right. But it was a good movie. But I think it was just, this is not my Halloween. And people were like, I hate it. But it's like, but it's still a good movie. Like, I liked it. So
thank you. Because it really was the vitriol and death threats and doing like
That's
a whole
crazy.
a whole like change.org petition to try and get this remade because they thought it was very disrespectful to Michael Myers.
Oh, come on.
I know. Because they thought it was disrespectful, and they're like, it hyped up this big showdown, and I understand. It wasn't advertised well. I do agree with that. The trailers were misleading. The advertisements and stuff were misleading. I just really applaud that, I think David Gordon Green did something different with this whole series anyway. And I think like the first one is all about trauma and PTSD, the Halloween 2018. And then Halloween Kills is all from Michael's point of view, in my opinion, because that's why it's more vicious. It's one of the most vicious, violent Halloween movies. I love it. I know it's also has mixed feelings, not as much as Halloween Ends. And then Halloween Ends to me is like kind of like, even though Halloween Kills explores this too, but it's also like the way of like a town being infected with the legacy of Michael Myers in a different way. So yeah, I'm glad that somebody else on this panel was like, I was like, am I going to get attacked by anyone on the panel when I say this? Not attacked, but you know what I mean. Cool. Well, yay, Kim. Yay. Yes, vindication. Exactly, Tiff. Okay, well, thank you all for joining me for this week's episode of Pop Culture and Fandom News. Thank you for sitting through Silent Night, Deadly Night. And thank you for sharing your horror hot takes. I appreciate it. I think we all have great takes. So thank you all so much. We're going to go ahead and close out. And Carla can tell everybody about her podcast. Okay, real quick.
Thank you, Erin. I am happy to share all about Okay Real Quick. It is a podcast that I host that you can find wherever you found this podcast. Coming up in November, I'm going to be talking about Back to the Future's 40th anniversary, Smosh's 20th anniversary, and a couple of other selected topics that I haven't quite landed on. We'll figure it out. But you can also find my social media for Okay Real Quick on TikTok. I'm no longer on Instagram, so don't look for me there. You won't find me. But I do have Blue Sky and, for some reason, also Twitter. And also, you can find my website, carlatemis.com. That's CarlaTemis.com.
Awesome. Thank you. And Kim from Big Reputations Pod, tell everybody about that podcast.
So our podcast is about women that are judged too harshly. So we go through and reevaluate the story. We actually are wrapping up the podcast, but all our episodes are out and you'll be able to listen to that at least like the next 2 years. They'll be out and you can hear them wherever you got this podcast and any other podcasts. If you want to reach out to us, you can reach us on Instagram. It's Big Reputations Pod. You can also reach me on Instagram at KimPlaints_NYC. There, posting pictures of my adorable dog and adorable baby all the time. So come find me.
Awesome. Thank you. And Tiff, where can everybody find you?
So I'm here, there, a little bit of everywhere at Who Is Tiff Is Me. Mainly on the Discord, though, talking it up with the It's a Fandom Thing pod crew. And we've got it all, folks. We've got TV, we've got film, we've got books, we've got theater, we've got some politics, if that floats your boat. And then we've got distractions after you go into the politics channel. So come and take a look and chat and join us. Be one, be bored.
Thank you. And Fergie the dog, she will watch Silent Night, Deadly Night with me. She'll probably love every minute of it because she loves horror. And you can follow her on TikTok at Schroeder and Fergs. That's SCHROEDERANDFERGS. It's long, but it's worth it. To find all our past episodes, links to our social media, including our Discord server, head on over to our website. It's afandomthingpod.com. And while you're there, consider becoming a Patreon supporter today. For as little as $3 a month, you get ad-free content, you get episodes a day early, and you get bonus episodes, and occasionally you win prizes. Our horror trivia event has ended, but our Patreon subscribers won some prizes because of that. So they got all the points. They didn't even have to know trivia. So click on the link in the show notes or go to the Support Us tab on our website. It's a fandomthingpod.com. And I know this is going to be very confusing to my panelists because this pop culture episode is dropping in November. But on Friday's episode, Tiff is the only one returning. And she will be back to talk about the Ryan Gosling.
The Ryan Gosling. I'm so excited.
Me too, to kick off my birthday month. So, yeah. So until next time, remember, it's a fandom thing. Black Lives Matter, stop Asian hate, and free Palestine.